Hello everybody, it is January 1st here on a Friday, and today we're going to share some very interesting news about Bitcoin, especially while it's rallying up towards the $30,000 price. And a couple of things we're going to talk about today in terms of grayscale and Bitcoin, a couple of things in terms of Bitcoin supply. Today I have Brendan here with me, and we're going to discuss all these details.
What up, y'all?
What up, y'all? So for now, if that's the case, maybe I'll just start with this here. So Bitcoin supply squeeze heats up. This is 8 hours ago. Bitcoin supply squeeze heats up as Grayscale buys nearly 3 times the Bitcoin mined in December. So I know you have a lot of opinions when it comes to this. But I mean, maybe you can just say, so last month the company added a total of 72,950 Bitcoin, which is equal to $2.1 billion to its assets under the management. During the same period, miners generated just 28,112 Bitcoins, which is almost 38.5% of Grayscale's buy-in. So this is big news, man.
This is big news, and we cannot understate how big this is. The fact that only one institution, Grayscale, like if we can, like scroll down a bit here, look at this graphic. My bad. The fact that Grayscale is buying 3 times more Bitcoin in December alone than there is Bitcoin being produced is giant. It's just one institution. That's not to mention MicroStrategy. That's not to mention PayPal. That's not to mention all the other big players, banks, companies, individual rich people that are trying to get into Bitcoin alone. We're at the beginning of a bull run. It's 2021. Bitcoin flew past all-time highs. I'm super bullish on the market right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna delve into the technicals in a moment here, and kind of talk about what we see happening in the short term and in the long term. But this is huge, because man, also in December, Bitcoin's been above $20,000, like around $20,000.
Yeah.
So even Grayscale is buying Bitcoin at these like premium prices, even still.
Oh yeah, this is to them right now is still at a discounted price. So it's just giving us like even simple economics. They're just forecasting a huge price value per Bitcoin soon. If these companies are still buying more than is being produced at the moment, you can tell there's a huge race going to who's the biggest financial institution that can acquire the most of this, because they already understand the power of it, and they can tell that this is still at a discounted price, even though we are getting close to the 30K. But now with everything going on, even on a short term, I would say if we're looking at the daily chart with Bitcoin here, yesterday's candle closed at a very small body, indicating that both the buyers and the sellers agreed at this price for now. There's a lot of indecisiveness. You can tell that there's a battle that happened between the buyers and the sellers. Long wick to the downside, looked like we were trying to go to the 80 EMA, but the buyers came in. Looking at the indicators here, I mean, volume's going down too, right? And the MACD flattened out yesterday here at this side. Brendan, like we just discussed before we started this, that the last time we had a MACD bars on the same level here was exactly on this period, and that's when we tried to go back to the 8 EMA. The day before we went to the 8 EMA, we actually had that small body candle here, similar to the situation. So I think we're playing the same cards at the moment. I think we're probably gonna go back to the 8 EMA here in the short term.
Yeah, I think so. And guys, look, we're right up against 30,000. We're getting rejected off of 29, really. So we're super overextended. It makes sense to have a bit of a pullback here, and our indicators are starting to show signs that we could have a pullback. Decreasing volume and all. But if we move on to the 4-hour, I think the 4-hour is the most interesting, where we can really see how we could have potentially a pullback here.
Right.
Just to mention a few things. The price action is starting to fall below the that 8 EMA there. So we'll see as well. There's so much going on here, guys. Like volume is decreasing.
Right.
RSI.
Even if you're looking at the RSI itself, we're starting to have those three lower highs as we go. Usually we form the first one, we form the second one, and third one is for the most part is where that price drop happens. So now we're already also seeing the stochastic RSI here. This is the oversold region, is already going all the way down. We still have a bit of way to go here, maybe halfway through, but the RSI is already showing those signs of weakness in the trend. But not only that, volume sticking down, and the MACD recently had this crossover, so that's not
Ooh,
that's
yep.
not really, that's not much in terms of the crossover. But if we compare it to the previous crossover and the height we had, we are showing a momentum decrease as we go up, right? So it's not
Yeah.
for this instance, but over time we're having lower and lower momentum when it comes to Bitcoin trading.
Yeah, we're getting bearish divergence on our indicators in the larger time frames when we're overextended and right up against psychological resistance. Like, it makes so much sense to have a bit of a pullback here. And if we can mention the EMAs, like that white line, which was like the channel that we kind of broke out of, that red line representing the EMA on the daily, and the 55 EMA there, that yellow line, all lines up at around $27,500.
Right.
Not to mention that there's sideways price action consolidation right at 27,500. So, man, I think, like, I know we both agree, but I think the 27,500 region, that area, makes a lot of sense for like a pullback target
Yeah,
here.
no, I agree, and especially now if we couple it. So if maybe I zoom out here all the way out, this is the resistance line. Since we were all the way down at 11,000, this is the line that we've been reacting to all along. So we recently had this breakout happening here. We went to retest it and then shot right back up. But now if, let's say, maybe we're, with all the indicators showing us that, hey, we're trying to have a pullback, maybe a bit of a more extended pullback, but maybe we only pull back all the way here. So there are price targets in terms of where this will find a support along the way. So definitely here around the 28,450 at the 55 EMA, which looked like we already tried to hit that today. Same thing I would say, if this doesn't hold, then we're looking at something like this. Or if this doesn't hold, then I would say maybe somewhere around this high that we had over here. So a couple of targets before we get there 100%, but we do have some cushion, as we fall.
Yeah, and look, we're not saying for sure it's going to fall or pump. We're just saying, we see signs that it's going to fall, and some of these targets make sense for a consolidation region if we are to consolidate. As well, if we are to have a more of a substantial consolidation, I think around the 24,300 makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Again, we had sideways price action there, consolidation, and if we can switch back to the daily here real quick, I believe one of our EMAs lined up with the 24.3 region.
Yeah, so that's what we had. Yeah, in terms of the ATMAs, exactly at the where this line is.
Right. But for the 24.3, the 55 EMA there on the daily is right around there. So yeah, and again, and I'm sure the 100 EMA would be closer to the 24,300 region. So if we were to have more of a substantial pullback, that 24,300 region makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Again, sideways price consolidation there, and our EMAs would line up at around that area as well.
Definitely. No, I agree.
Yeah.
And even if we look at the hourly right now, just to maybe get a nicer look of where we're going, this is not too far away, and this is not too far away for even of a healthy pullback. If we go down here, we're looking at what? Let's say 5%, which is not really much for Bitcoin to move like that. But why we're saying that it's gonna go back here when someone could argue that we already broke above and retested it. It's just those indicators telling us on the daily in terms of MACD and RSI, on the 4-hour in terms of MACD, RSI, and the stochastic RSI. Those indicators are showing us a momentum and strength being reduced as we go. So it could not go all the way down here, it could go here or here, but this is just something we could anticipate in terms of if it does pull back, this is a very good major support that will support us.
Yeah. Like, look, even the 200 EMA on the 1 hour is right around the 27.5.
Right.
So, like, we're saying the 27.5 is like strong support here, like in the near term.
Right.
And look, we're talking about a correction here, but we're talking about the short term. I think Bitcoin long term is absolutely bullish. I just want to be very clear about that. Some people.
Aren't you guaranteeing it though? We're guaranteeing this. We're guaranteeing this with a contract signed, and
Guys, this is technical analysis. We're talking about probabilities, not certainties. There's nothing certain in technical analysis or in crypto. There's just things that are more probable and things that are less probable.
Damn, that's wisdom for you. That's some wisdom for you. Okay, I think I'm good for this. I'm not sure if you have anything to add.
Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. We will be doing time-sensitive, critical technical analysis all throughout this bull run, as well. If anything interesting happens with Bitcoin or any other altcoins, we will definitely be talking about it in our Discord group. Link to join that will be down in the description below. That's it for me, man.
You heard the guy. Have a good day.
All right, man. Take care.